This new Master Duel ban list is very odd. If you still need a beautiful playmat, go to zerodamagegaming.com and use the code SOLEMN for a discount. There's also beautiful deck boxes. Now, this ban list. Obviously, when you're looking at a ban list that dropped right after Tearlament came out, you cannot expect them to really hit tier. They already just released the pack. A lot of people are still going to be buying the packs, and some people already spent a lot of material to make the deck, so they can't just go, oh, we'll just nuke the complete archetype now, okay? So anyone who was hoping for that to happen, get real. They've never done that before. They will never do that unless there's some type of FTK where you can absolutely not play. That is not something you can expect. However, there is one issue here that I find, and that's these hits shoot themselves in the foot. Let's go over it. So first of all, we have Instant Fusion banned. This is a good hit. This is honestly a hit that should have happened in real life as well. Instant Fusion basically makes it so you get a Kid Kalos no matter what. Once the Bestials come out, this is actually a very, very crucial card because Bestials stop the fusing from happening. But if you then sacked your little sacky one-off and still have Instant Fusion, the whole interesting play with Bestials just falls apart. Same with DD Crow, same with Shufflers. Instant Fusion just completely nullifies a big, skillful part of Tearlament's mirrors, or, well, Tearlament's gameplay in general. If your opponent has something like a Necro Valley or a Dimensional Fissure, suddenly Instant Fusion will also just give you access to your engine regardless of those floodgates. So it's like a sacky one-off that's not really healthy, and so it being hit is really good. This should have always happened. Awesome hit. Super glad with it. But then we have King of the Swamp to 1. First of all, King of the Swamp is suboptimal. King of the Swamp should not be in tier decks. I know some people are playing this card, and even back in the TCG, some people tried playing it. In the OCG, people, at first started playing it, then realized, whoa, this is fucking dog shit, stopped playing it, and then only after tier got nuked did this card become necessary in the deck. But so with tier being near full power in Master Duel, this card is awful. Like, I know some people are trying to play with it and like, oh, but I like it, and sometimes this and that, but it's just suboptimal. The deck functions way better without this almost brick card in it. Anyone who has played this deck for any amount of time knows that King of the Swamp is just suboptimal. Now, once they ban Kid Kalos, King of the Swamp is suddenly a solid card to run, because suddenly it's the only way for you to make Rule Kalos, it's the only way for you to maybe even make the Dark World fusion, it is a way to get a polymerization. If they start reducing the amount of tier names, poly might become like the only way to actually start fusing. So why is this a nonsensical hit? Firstly, full power tier isn't running it, so this isn't properly hitting the deck. But secondly, once they do properly hit the deck, now the deck becomes unplayable, because you took away the actual thing making it playable at a way lower power level. So right now, you didn't do shit. But once you properly do shit, you made the deck dog shit, trash, just don't even look at it anymore. I'm not saying this hit alone will do that, but that's kind of what you're helping. So all you did was turn a tier 3 deck into a tier 7 deck, while leaving a tier 0 deck completely untouched, except for the instant fusion hit. But again, so this is like such an odd hit, which brings us to the second hit. Foolish Burial Goods to 1. This is the exact same issue. Right now, full power tier is not using this card, usually. The Rainbow Bridge Turtle thing is really cool in big piles. Like the branded Tearlament deck I made, there at 60 cards, this gives you an easier amount of Tearlament plays while also making up for the bricks, Rainbow Bridge of Salvation and the Tortoise. However, in the full power 40 card Tearlament version, you usually do not have the room to run those bricks along with goods. So what did you do? You left a tier 0 deck untouched, and the cooler versions, in my opinion, these like wacky piles with all kinds of engines and so forth, maybe you play some zombie, maybe you play some branded, maybe you play some, I don't know, Phantom Knights, whatever you try to play, those you suddenly nuke. And again, once we get the proper hits, once Tearlament actually gets like a good nuke on it, which will sadly be required at some point because Ishizu tier is tier 0, now you can't play the cool version of the deck. Once again, you ban Kid Kalos, you hit all these names, you hit the Ishizu cards even harder, you get a tier 2 or tier 3 version of Tearlament, but suddenly the cards that version of of tier required, King of the Swamp and Goods, are gone already. So you made it impossible to ever balance this deck. And again, the best version, Ishizu tier, doesn't run this shit. So right now, you have made it impossible to hit this deck fairly. You have straight up gone from, it'll be tier 0 for a while, you know, make ladder awful for anyone who doesn't like tier, and then once we properly hit the deck, now no one can like tier. These hits are just dog shit. I don't know what to tell you. King of the Swamp and Goods are awful hits. Instant Fusion is a great hit though. Now for the next hit, we have Change of Heart to 2. This doesn't matter. I will say the tier mirrors, once we get Bestials, Change of Heart can do some interesting stuff, like Tactics would sometimes steal a Bestial and then you would overlay them for a Beatrice or something like that. Change of Heart on a Kaleido Heart is really good because they can't chain Sulik if you don't have monsters yet. So Change of Heart is pretty decent in the mirror, I will say. So maybe to 2 that does something. But overall, I wouldn't be too excited about it just yet. And then we have Kagari to 3. This is just, you know, trying to help Sky Striker, but the issue is as long as we have plenty of shufflers from the Ishizu deck, Sky Striker isn't doing shit. Then we have Thunder Dragonhawk. Again, this doesn't do anything. Like Thunder Dragons usually doesn't even play that many of these. Thunder Dragon is also just not very good right now. We could literally get Colossus back in a TCG and it wouldn't do anything. Then we have Supreme King, Dragon, Darkworm, alright, and Tenki to 3, alright. I don't think these 3 at the bottom do anything. I think Change of Heart, arguable. And again, King of the Swamp and Goods don't do anything right now. All you did was take away cool versions of tier while not hitting real versions of tier. Once tier gets their proper hits, now there's no tier. That's it. That is sad. Again, I like tier. Just not in Ishizu, not in the tier 0 Ishizu version. I like it in other piles, but those piles are now dead. You can declare them dead. You're now forced to play only Ishizu tier until they ban it, and then there's no more tier. Hope you found this interesting. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.